Dr. Ali Griffith Show. This is where sparks of inspiration fly, and you'll feel ignited from real-life motivation. Through listening to this show, you'll discover your own uniqueness and learn how to transform negative energy into positive energy. In the end, you'll smile from the inside out, feel good about yourself, and produce amazing results. And here's your host, Ignite Coach, #1 best-selling author, autism mom expert, and thought leader, Dr. Ali Griffith.
What's up? What's up? What is up? And welcome to the Dr. Ali Griffith Show. I am your host, Dr. Ali, and mindset, meditation, motivation, that's where we're focused on for the next few minutes as you are listening in and moving through and connecting with the words that you're hearing from me today. Today is episode 3, and we are going to be speaking about motivating yourself through unexpected challenges. Ooh, it's going to be juicy. You will learn how to shift your mindset, ignite your inner fire, and make bold, positive power moves in your lives. But first, before you even get there, let me tell you a little bit more about me. I am a mom of a beautiful, at this moment, 12-year-old son named Zachary. He is diagnosed on the autism spectrum, and I absolutely enjoy just sharing my journey through being a mompreneur, a speaker, a professional as an audiologist and speech pathologist, and just a person who loves to share what I have learned through the wonderful experiences of the 42 at this moment years of living. And I'm excited to share with you today, how did I motivate myself through those unexpected challenges? Because I know many of you out there today are going through something that you totally did not plan. It was not on your agenda of what you were going to be dealing with this year, this month, this week, or maybe this day. So sharing and you learning what works for you, what may work for you, and just really getting into the headspace that unexpected things will happen. It's how we respond to those moments when unexpectancies happen. So the first thing I'm going to share about is the diagnosis that I had with Zachary. And many of you have heard this story before. For those who haven't, working as a therapist with early intervention, working in schools, homes, various places, and with families with different special needs for pretty much close to 12 years before even, well, at that time, 10 years before having Zachary, and knowing that I was good at what I did. Like, I really chose a field that I enjoy. I enjoy helping people to communicate when they cannot. I enjoy helping others to communicate with them when dealing with someone who communicates differently. And I enjoy just helping parents connect with their child when they thought that they couldn't. Because things are much different when dealing with a special needs child, whether it's speech delay, auditory delays, or just delays in their physical mobilities. So here I am helping others, and then having this beautiful bouncing baby boy, and here he is now showing me all of the things that I would like to say are textbook signs of a child on the spectrum. He's running around, flickering the lights on and off, you know. He's lining things up, all his trains. Anything you give him, he would line it up. He had a deep fascination with Thomas the Tank Engine. Even up to today, he loves him some Thomas the Tank Engine. He had difficulties connecting with me and giving me eye contact for extended amount of times. And he was just in his own world. Like, he was, even though he was a boy, so these are some of the things you're going to say, oh, he's a boy, oh, he's not ready. oh, he's an only child, he still was showing me that he wasn't even interested in engaging with others. And at times, I would call his name and he wouldn't respond. Now, I think that for some parents are the hardest moments. So as I was seeing all these things happening and knowing what it was, but not quite wanting it for my child, like it could happen for everyone else, but not my child. Well, that's how I felt. I'm just being honest. When I finally got the diagnosis with him, it was shocking. Even though I knew it, I didn't want to know it. So opening up that letter and seeing the words in front of my face took me to a place of despair. It took me to a place where I felt that every dream that I wanted for him had just disappeared in a blink of a second. And I felt completely hopeless. I didn't know what to do. Well, here's the good thing. As a therapist, I didn't know what to do. I knew he needed help. So let's get him his speech therapy. Let's get him his occupational therapy and what other therapies he needed, because he needed help. It was clear. He was delayed in so many areas, but yet advanced in other areas. Yeah, he had the ability to tell you any letter, any sound. He can read very early. All these things he did have, but then he was lacking in communication and socialization skills. So I decided to deal with the immediate, which are the present behaviors or the present needs, but I completely forgot how to deal with me. So now bringing this to you, and as we're dealt with different types of diagnosis. Now, my diagnosis that I had to deal with as a parent was the diagnosis of having a child on the spectrum. Yours may be different. It might be something short-term, where it just might be for that exact moment, where you may hear that you took a test and your blood sugar is low, or something that you completely did not expect. You are meeting a short-term challenge. Some of you may have long-term challenges where it is going to be for an extended amount of time. It's not something that you could just blink and go away. There isn't an immediate answer to it, but it's clearly a long-term challenge. And then some are pretty much till the end of time. Like, you know, there's certain diagnosis or certain situations that you know that I'm pretty much going to have to live with this for the rest of my life. So how do we handle those unexpected challenges? We start looking, how did I handle it? Let's talk about me, because I can't speak about you. I could just share what I've done and what I've helped others as I coach, or as I speak, as I train, helping them with the diagnosis through educational and experiential learning. These are the things that I've learned that have worked for me. So first of all, you got to give yourself permission that it's happening. Because a lot of us try to avoid it. A lot of us try to run away from it, and I'm holding my hands up. A lot of us try to pretend it is not happening. So give ourselves permission to identify, to accept, to sit in it where we are taking it in. And really, really taking it in. Like, oh my goodness, this may mean a change in my life, my lifestyle moving forward. And what I like to tell you, what I did for myself, and I blamed myself. So this is something which I did that I want to help you through, is to not blame yourself. I blamed myself. I said, oh my goodness, what if I did this different? What if I stayed at home instead of going back to work earlier? What if I ate, or I didn't vaccinate him, or all these theories I had in my head on the what ifs, the what ifs, the what ifs. Allow yourself to understand. I had to allow myself to understand that it was not my fault. And it took me a while to get there. So why I'm speaking to you about dealing and motivating yourself through unexpected challenges is because you're going to hit challenges. You're going to have moments of hearing a diagnosis, and you got to understand it's not your fault. And the minute you begin to shift your mindset towards it not being your fault, then you begin to have a certain connection to it where you can start making moves or working on yourself. Yes, yourself, not the person, not the other one, not the diagnosee, but start working on yourself, on how you are going to approach relating, engaging, and helping, supporting that person. So a lot of it comes back to self-work. A lot of it comes back to, what do I need to do within myself? Another unexpected challenge that I had to deal with is I was married twice. Yes, twice. And one being Zachary's dad. And the second one was, just marriage. I got married and it did not work out. We were not for each other. And I remember saying to myself, because you have three different ways of dealing with relationship types of challenges. They can be the unexpected, right? Something completely bang, shoot you in the face and you don't know how to handle it. They can be the unplanned, like it wasn't in the plans. This was not in our plans. We were supposed to have our White House and our picket fence and all these plans that we had in our head. And then there is the fact that it's necessary. The necessary types of relationship challenges that you may need to either grow or go, right? Either grow in it or go from it. And you're going to face these challenges. And I don't know, at this moment you're listening to this and I know you're identifying with your specific challenge that you are dealing with. Identifying the same aspect that it's not your fault. It's not your fault whether the relationship is working or not working. And it's not their fault. Like, take the whole faults game out of it. We are so easy to point fingers towards who, you, me, all of us. Like, take the finger, like, instead of from you and to me, and point it up, right? Point it up towards what is it that you can work on? Who do you need to pray and meditate up, right? What are the forward steps you need to do to get through this? And start taking the action steps towards it. I'm always going to say get help when needed. We got counseling when needed. You know, each situation we got counseling because we realized we couldn't do this alone. With the diagnosis, many are getting coaching and many are joining my programs in which they can learn on how to work on self and then how to work with their child. So understanding that you don't have to do this alone, understanding that I don't have to do this alone. I can actually get help from people who understand, whether it's a tribe or a group or a professional or coaching, or understanding that I still have to work on me. You know, self-help, self-work, self-improvement is what is going to help us to deal through and motivate ourselves when going through unexpected challenges. And then the last challenge that I had to deal with, and I don't speak about it often, but it's real, right, y'all? It's real. We all go through depression. Like, there's some that are more severe and those need diagnosis, or those need more intense support with a psychologist, psychiatrist. But we all have these periods of depression. And I think for some reason, someone told us we're not going to have that. And what that may look like are the weekends when you just want to throw the towel, the comforter over your head. Or when you just don't want to be around people for an extended amount of time. And these are challenges that come through our lives when sometimes we just don't even want. Like, we don't even want to go. We don't want to do anything. And identifying it and accepting it and seeing how long it lasts for, that's key. Like, if it lasts for longer than weeks and it's going into months, then we know we need to go out there and get the support to help us through this. And we need to know, once again, I'm going to come back to this, because here is the mindset shift that you needed, that I needed, and that the people who you share this or you lend this out to, or you make sure come over and subscribe to us, that they hear that it is not your fault. And I wish someone would have told me that earlier, because I blamed myself for every single thing that I went through. I blamed myself for the diagnosis. I blamed myself for the divorces. And then I blamed myself for times when I just didn't want to do. I didn't want to empower. I didn't want to motivate. I didn't want to help anyone else. I just wanted to just be. And I didn't want to be around people for certain extended amount of times. And then I would come back and I'm like, what's wrong with me? I would ask myself, what's wrong with you? But I had to realize it's not a fault thing. I had to start learning the tools and techniques to help me through these moments. So what I'm leaving you with today, as you're moving forward and as you're starting to think about these unexpected challenges that are going to face you in your life, because, sorry, knock on wood, knock, 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 it's called life, is learning how to shift, learning how to navigate, learning how to get support as needed, and learning that you don't have to do this alone. Get a tribe, get a group of other people that can help to pull you up when you are slipping. And then most importantly, and I'm going to leave you with this today, most importantly, raise your hands up and say these 3 magical words. I need help. Those are the words that for some reason we don't use. Those are the words that we feel like they are curse words. We're not supposed to say them. I became a better mom when I began to say, wait a minute, I can't do this alone. I need your help. I became a better professional when I realized that I can't do new things alone. I need help. And I get out there and I invest in my health. I get out there and I get the coaches in different areas. But it isn't because I woke up like it. It's because I fell down so many times. I got tired of falling down. And I realized there gotta be a better way to this. And if there's a better way to this, why am I not choosing it? Like, I gotta be more empowered to make a better choice. So as I leave you today, and as you're reflecting over some of the things that we spoke about today or that you listened to today, think about, what are you going to do? What are you going to choose to help you to navigate unexpected challenges? And if you can choose it ahead of time, if you can choose it knowing that there's a possibility, just a slight possibility, things may not go the way I plan. Yeah, I'm not saying be negative. I'm just saying be prepared for the unexpected by giving yourself the nourishment. Like, I'm getting ready to do this podcast, and I made sure I had my water next to me, because I know if I talk too much, my throat is going to start to hurt and it's going to start to sound more raspy. So I get prepared by making sure the water is close by. You know, do the things that you can start activating now, so when the things that have happened in the past show back up, you now know how to handle and how to deal with it and navigate it slightly different. Now, I'm not telling you that you're going to get perfection at the end. I'm not going to tell you that everything is going to be marvelous and 100% at the end. But I am going to tell you, if we navigate these tools, if we put them in, if we apply them, if we use them, then we're going to see differences in our results. I'm pleased to share with you, if you go to my website, drallygriffith.com, you'll see access where I share different tips, tools, and strategies. Just sharing with you some of the things I've went through so that you can activate these tips and you can get better results. Like, don't we all want better results? Don't we all want to get more information so that we can have the results that we desire? And I'm pleased to share some of that with you. So hang in there. Make sure you stay tuned for our next podcast that's following up. It's going to be more on mindset, meditation, and motivation. And most importantly for you, activation. And it'll be thebomb.com. Thank you for listening again to another Dr. Allie Griffith Show. Make sure you are subscribed, you share, and definitely leave a review to let us know how you are loving it. Definitely inbox me or send me information to let me know what other topics are you interested in us discussing, or for me just sharing. Thanks for listening, and have a fantastic and amazing one.